there's a diamond planet in space. Imagine a planet so rich in carbon that a third of it may be made up of pure diamond. That's 55 Cancri E, a super-Earth twice the size of our planet and 8 times its mass, and it's just 41 light-years away from Earth. Because it orbits extremely close to its star, temperatures soar above 2,500 degrees Celsius, and intense pressure could be turning the carbon in its interior into diamond. Scientists believe this alien world might have a diamond crust, or even a shimmering atmosphere made of vaporized metals. It's not exactly a cozy getaway, but it is the universe flexing its luxury. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is almost as old as the USA. Jupiter's Great Red Spot isn't just a storm. It's an ancient superstorm that's been churning for at least 200 years, possibly even longer. That makes it just a bit younger than the United States, which is nearly 250 years old. For all we know, it is possible that the Great Red Spot might even be older than the US, with some estimating that it could be up to 400 years old. This massive oval is twice the size of Earth, with wind speeds over 400 kilometers per hour. What's powering it? That's still a mystery, but we know it's fueled by Jupiter's chaotic atmosphere and intense internal heat. But it's shrinking, slowly, although it is still one of the most iconic sights in our solar system. So the next time you hear big storm, remember, Jupiter's got one that's been going for centuries. Space has a giant water cloud. In deep space, 12 billion light-years away, scientists discovered a water cloud so massive, it has more water than 100 trillion times the water in all of Earth's oceans combined. This water cloud is a quasar, a bright core of a distant galaxy called APM 08279 plus 525. It's swirling around a supermassive black hole and is the largest and most distant reservoir of water ever found in the universe. This cloud is over 100,000 times bigger than the Milky Way, and it dates back to when the universe was less than 2 billion years old. That means water, one of the ingredients for life, has existed since almost the beginning of time. So yeah, space isn't just giant dead. It's got oceans, giant invisible oceans. You can't cry in space. Here's something astronauts discovered the hard way. You can't cry in space, at least not in the way you're used to. In microgravity, tears don't fall. Instead, they gather in floating globs on your eyes, kind of like bubbles of emotion just hovering there. And if enough tears form, they can actually sting because of the way fluids interact with your eyes in zero-G. Astronauts sometimes have to wipe them away with absorbent cloths or risk blurry vision. Space doesn't just change your body, it rewrites the roles of being human. A star once went full supernova while we watched. In 1987, something incredible happened. A star exploded in a nearby galaxy, and humans saw it with the naked eye. This was supernova 1987A, and it lit up the skies from the Large Magellanic Cloud 168,000 light-years away. It was the brightest supernova seen from Earth since 1604, and it gave astronomers a rare chance to study a dying star in real time. Neutrino detectors even picked up signals moments before the light reached us. It was a front-row seat to the death of a giant. Our sun will eventually swallow the Earth. Ever wondered what will happen to Earth in a few billion years? Spoiler, it's not good. The sun is currently a middle-aged main sequence star, but following the life cycle of a star. In about 5 billion years, it'll run out of hydrogen and expand into a red giant. When that happens, the sun will grow so large that Mercury, Venus, and even Earth will be engulfed in flame. Even if Earth somehow escapes, the heat will boil away the oceans and scorch the planet's surface, changing our planet as we know it. Eventually, the sun will shred its outer layers and become a white dwarf, leaving behind a glowing cloud of gas called a planetary nebula. It's cosmic destruction in slow motion. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. Here's a mind-blowing comparison. There are about 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, with the most commonly accepted number being 200 billion. But regardless of the exact value, Earth has over 3 trillion trees, meaning that no matter the true number of stars, there are more trees than stars in our entire galaxy. Now, in no way does this mean trees are more important, but it's a stunning reminder that Earth is special. We live on a planet that's not just alive, it's crowded with life. You age slower in strong gravity. Want to slow down time? Just find something with extreme gravity, like a black hole. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, time moves slower in stronger gravitational fields. This means if you spend time near a black hole, like in Interstellar, time would pass slower for you than for people far away. Spend a few hours there, and years could pass elsewhere. It's not science fiction, it's science. Space isn't a total vacuum. You've probably heard that space is a vacuum, but that's not totally true. Even the emptiest parts of space contain a few atoms per cubic meter. In fact, interstellar space is filled with stray hydrogen, helium, and dust particles, and in some places, radiation. In other regions like nebulae, you'll find gas so thick you could technically call it a cloud. There are also different celestial objects scattered throughout, like stars and planets. So space isn't empty, it's just incredibly sparse. There's a planet where it rains glass sideways. Far away, about 65 light years from the solar system, is a planet called HD 189733b, and it has some of the most violent weather in the galaxy. This gas giant is blasted by winds up to 5,400 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. And it rains molten glass, sideways. That's because its atmosphere is made of silicates, and the extreme heat vaporizes them into liquid glass-like particles that condense as they move into cooler areas, with these particles falling while being pushed by insane winds. It's a glass storm on a planet of nightmares. Subscribe if you love weird, terrifying weather.